Hello, good morning, students. Hope everything is fine. Today I am going to discuss your chapter Physics, Light, chapter 5. So, this is a very interesting and important chapter. First, we'll discuss Unit 1 section. In our Unit 1 section, we have light and general terms used in understanding light. First is given what light is. I just read out this part. If we enter a dark room, the object present in the dark room are not visible. Why? However, if we switch on the light, everything in the room becomes visible. Why? The bulbs give out and the bulb gives out an invisible energy called light. When this energy falls on the object in the room, it bounces off from the surface of the object. When this energy enters our eyes, the eye senses it and sends a message to the brain. It is finally the brain which really sees. Eyes are only an aid in seeing objects around us. Okay. Now, what is the definition of light? Light is an invisible energy. Light is an invisible energy which causes us the sensation of vision. Light is an invisible energy which causes us the sensation of vision. Next thing we need to know that speed of light. Light travels at a very high speed, that is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second in air and vacuum. So what is the speed of light? Speed of light is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second in air and vacuum. Sources of light. We know that the primary sources of light for the planet Earth is only the sun. So the primary source of light is sun. Okay, so the primary sources of light is sun. It's a huge ball of fire. Which gives out tremendous amount of heat and light. Okay. Another source is that stars are also distant suns extremely far away from the solar system. To us, they are weak sources of light. In addition to it, a glowing electric bulb, a burning candle, a lighted torch, a glowing fluorescent tube, a kerosene oil lamp, a petromax lamp are also sources of light. Also, insects like glowworm and fireflies emit light in darkness. Okay, So these are also sources of light. There are certain kinds of fish emit light. The light received from them is very faint, so we cannot see much just by their light. Next is that luminous bodies. That is very important. What are luminous bodies? The bodies which emit light energy by themselves are called luminous body. The body which emits light energy by their own is called luminous body. Okay. Next is that non-luminous body. The bodies which do not emit light by their own but reflect the light energy falling on them. That means a body which do not emit the light but reflect the light energy that are falling on them are called non-luminous body, and become visible are called non-luminous body. Now next we have some general terms. First is optical medium. Optical medium is anything through which light energy can pass partially or wholly is called optical medium. Anything by which a light pass through is called optical medium. Next is that homogeneous medium. It must be optical medium which has uniform composition throughout is called homogeneous medium. For example, glass, diamond, distilled water. So these are called homogeneous medium. So these are called homogeneous medium. Next is there heterogeneous medium. Heterogeneous medium and optical medium. Okay, it must be an optical medium. It must be an optical medium which has different composition at different points. Which has different composition at different points. It's called heterogeneous medium. For example, air, muddy water, fog. These are examples. These are homogeneous media. Another thing is that light does not require any medium for its propagation. It can travel through vacuum also. Light reaches the earth from the sun after traveling through vacuum and then through the air. Okay, so light doesn't require any medium to propagate, means to travel. Next we have transparent medium, the medium which allows most of the light to pass through. This is called transparent medium. For example, glass, diamond, air, vacuum, certain kind of clear plastics, alcohol, benzene, etc. Transparent medium. And translucent, there are three types: transparent, translucent and opaque. Translucent means partially allowed. This the medium which allows the light to partially pass through it, which partially allows the light energy to pass, is called translucent. Examples are there: glass, ground glass, muddy water, smoke, cloud, oil paper, butter paper, tissue paper. These are the translucent. And opaque means it does not allow the light energy to pass through it. For example, brick, stone, wood, articles made from it, wool, cotton, articles made from metals and coal are opaque bodies. We can never see through opaque bodies because they do not allow the light to pass. So now next thing is that when you are going to draw the diagram of light, the arrow is compulsory here. You follow that, the arrow is compulsory here. So point source of light, a source of light which is the size of the pinhead of a common pin is called point source of light. Extended source of light, ray of light, that's a very important ray of light. So if we draw a ray of light, so you should draw, there should be direction should be mentioned. So what is the ray of light? The path along which the light energy travels in a given direction is called ray of light. So this is a direction arrow is given, so this direction light is going. Beam of light, that's the most important. Beam of light and parallel beam of light. Parallel means which do not intersect, the rays which do not intersect. For example, you can say a railway track, parallel beam of light. Parallel, it's a parallel, concept of parallel. Is an arrow has given, so which direction it is going. So in a diagram of light, arrow is compulsory to draw. So beam of light, the collection of large number of rays of light is called beam of light. Parallel beam of light, when a large number of ray of light parallel to each other, see, large number of ray of light parallel to each other, they are called parallel beam of light. Okay, for example, the ray of sun, the rays of sun enters a room through an open window constitute a parallel beam of light, and similarly the ray coming out of a searchlight or spotlight constitute a parallel beam of light. Okay, so this picture indicates what is parallel beam of light. So these are very important terms to remember, and their definitions also along with their drawings. Next we have divergent beam of light. You can see from a point source that it will go this way. It's called divergent beam of light. What is the definition of divergent beam of light? What it said, when a ray of light starts from a point, travel in various directions, then the collection of such rays are called divergent beam of light. For example, a ray coming out from a bulb or burning candle or a car headlight constitutes a divergent beam of light. That means a ray of light starting from a point and travels in different direction is called parallel beam of light. It's called divergent beam of light. It's called divergent beam of light. And convergent, the reverse one. Convergence, the reverse one. When rays of light coming from different direction meet at a point. See, meeting at a point, coming from different directions meeting at a point, so it is called convergent beam of light. So the ray of light, when the rays of light coming from different directions meet a point, such a collection of rays is called convergent beam of light. For example, parallel beam is made to pass through convex lens, then it means a point. This kind of collection of rays is called convergent beam of light. So students, this chapter you are having many more general terms, many more definitions. This part in one section. Please go through the part very well. If you have any doubt, any query, contact with me. Thank you very much. Goodbye.